Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I'm just trying to pop up this up a little bit. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you can see me, if you can hear me. Thank you for joining us today. We're thankful. So, how have you been doing, and how have you been enjoying the summer so far? Yeah, hope you've been able to download. Hope you were able to download summer guidebook for parents, and you have been using some of those tips on there. Yeah, I am so glad and happy that you are here today. And so last week when I was here, one of the things I had talked about was um, I had talked about emotions. Remember, we're still looking at DBT with regards to emotions. And last week, when I was here, I had made mention that what emotion does is that emotion gives us, signal. Emotion gives us things that signals us, um, that helps us know how we feel, with regards to things happening in our environment. So it tells us that our emotions are the way we respond to things happening in our environment. So that was what I had said with regards to emotion. I said emotions also helps us survive. It helps us in terms of memory. It helps us in terms of decision making. And also emotion helps us with communication. So that was what I had talked about last week. So this week we are going to talk about still on emotion, but we're going to look at how emotions emotions affect our thoughts and our behavior. So look at this as a triangle. So emotions, our thoughts, and our behavior. So I'm just gonna put that in the chart here. So our emotions and thought, can be influenced. They can all influence each other. So it's almost like a triangle. So we're looking at emotion, thought, and behavior. So they are all linked together because it tells us that our emotions can affect our thoughts, and our thoughts can also affect our behavior. And sometimes what our behavior could also be as a result of our thoughts, and could also be as a result of our emotions. So they affect each other. And so emotions can affect the behavior can affect the emotions, the behavior can affect um, the thoughts, or maybe the feelings as well too, right? So we're just going to look at those three aspects today. The first aspect that I'm going to look at today is called, like I was saying, I said, the relationship between these three all plays out. It plays an important part in our lives. The relationship between our emotions, between our thoughts, and between our behavior. They all it plays an important part, an important role in our lives. So let's say, for instance, you went out to eat. You went for a competition and with a friend, and your friend actually, won the first prize in the competition. immediately the emotions that happened was an emotion of feeling sad, or let's say you felt disappointed because you felt you worked really hard, you know, really hard. But at the end of the day, you did not win the competition. Your friend won the competition. To remember, the event was that you went on a competition, let's say writing competition, or maybe but let's use this example as a writing competition, and your friend won. And the emotion you felt was you were disappointed because you had worked very hard, for this competition. Now, let's look at the thoughts. Remember, you're disappointed, which is the emotion. And then some of the thoughts would be, an example of some of the thoughts that would go on your mind would be, I should have won. Maybe the teacher or the teacher probably didn't understand, my story. And another example would have been maybe was even my friend's story better than me. So those are some thoughts that could go through your mind. I should have won. Maybe my story was not quite understood, or maybe my write-up was not quite understood. And you could also wonder, another thought could also be, your friend's written essay, was it really better than yours? And then a behavior attached to that thought and to that emotion would be, maybe the next day you see a friend in school, you were a bit rude to your friend because why? The competition. You were disappointed that you did not win the competition. And then you were being rude, and then this thought comes in, maybe I shouldn't have been rude. Now I feel silly for being rude. And then the emotions that is attached to that is that you feel guilty. And then the behavior is that you apologize to your friend for behaving that way. So you can see how the emotions, the thoughts, and the behavior are all connected, right? And so a lot of times our thoughts can affect the way we feel. Our feelings or thoughts can affect the things we do. And as such, it is very, very important that we become really aware of this. It's important that you as a parent, you as a caregiver, that you are aware of this. You as a young adult, that you're aware of this, that your emotions can affect your behavior. Your behavior in turn can affect your thoughts, or your thoughts can affect your behavior and your emotions as well. Because when we understand this, then what happens? When we understand that our emotions and thoughts and behavior are all connected and they affect each other, what happens is that we can actually develop an understanding of how we can influence, or how we can manage, or how we can deal with our emotions, with our thoughts. And so when we come to that understanding, because the first time when we started with these emotions, we talked about how can we recognize our emotions? How can we recognize our emotions? And then last week we also talked about what this emotion does, what emotion help us with. And so this week, today I'm talking about the relationship with regards to our emotions, our thoughts, and behavior. So when all this is understood, when we understand that, then it becomes easy for us to develop, an understanding, that can help us influence the way the thoughts and the behavior results. So these are just the first step in which we all need, in which everybody needs to be aware of, in which you as a parent, you can help your child understand and help them in terms of they're able to recognize the emotions. What are the emotions doing for them? For them to also understand how the emotion, thoughts, and behavior affects each other. When we have a thorough understanding, then it helps us know how to manage our emotion. It helps us understand how to have influence, how to have, how to put, parameters around us that helps us manage our emotions so that we're not displaying emotions out of, out of the things that have happened or out of instant responses to situation. But when we display emotions, when we display behavior, it has to be based on us being aware of those emotions. So that was all for today. Today, I just wanted to talk about how our behavior, our thoughts, our emotions are all related together. So let me know if you have any question with regards to our thoughts, with regards to the emotions, with regards to the behavior. Yeah. So these are all just simple example for you as a parent, for you as a caregiver to teach or nurture your teens, your children, just teaching them on how to recognize those emotions, because as we know today that there are lots and lots and lots and lots of issues that have come up because of children are not able to manage their emotions. They're not able to regulate their emotions. So hopefully with those tips that I've shared, you'll be able to teach your teen, teach your children how to manage or recognize what's going on for them. So thank you so much to everyone that has joined us today. Unfortunately, I was not able to stream on Instagram, but I'm going to download this video and I'm going to share on there on Instagram. But thank you so much to all our viewers on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you for always coming out here to support us. We are so appreciative of you. We're so thankful of you. But in the meantime, enjoy your summer. Do not hold back, especially for those of you in the North America. Taking all the sun as much as you can. So from me to you, I bid you a good evening. Bye-bye.